heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Minishot here, and now, before we do continue, this series, it was a bit inspired by a few things. Now, if any of you guys have been around my channel for some time, I've done a full Vampire Deku story. I've done an Underworld story where Deku was a hybrid of a Lycan and a vampire. And recently I did a Minishot about a vampire girlfriend. So it's only fair that I do give some love over to the other side, the werewolves. Now, technically I have never done a werewolf Deku. So this actually would be the first story where I do a version of a werewolf Deku. And it's a bit more of a twofer, since it's also a girlfriend series. Now then, with that being said, let us begin with Izuku Midoriya. Izuku Midoriya, he is currently out on a walk. He has gone for a hike. He has been dealing with some things. His job, it's been stressing him the hell out. And so far, he has just recently gotten off of a very intense work week. He's going to be out here for one night. And while he's out here, he is looking forward to a lot. Hell, getting away from the city, it's so loud, so aggressive, and just so, well, that place will eat you up and spit you right back out. Here, it's nice. It's soothing, relaxing. And so far, he's had a good time. There are birds chirping, there are animals all around, and he saw a deer earlier. An actual deer. I mean, hell, being stuck in that cubicle all fucking week, that was bound to drive him crazy eventually. However, not this week. Not this weekend. No work, all nature. Now, Deku would walk for about another hour or two, before he does finally see another hiker, or another camper in the forest. And whenever he does get to see them, he does going to walk by them, barely paying them any mind, as he does talk about how it's a lovely day for a hike before walking past them. The person going to turn their head and look towards him, as they do vaguely recognize him. But that can't be right. Excuse me? Deku going to turn. Hello? Never mind. Enjoy your walk. Thanks. Actually, I intend to spend some time out here tonight. I would strongly advise against that. Really? Yes. Recently, I heard that the park rangers, they found some things nearby. Signs of an animal in this area. I don't recommend you stay around here. They're talking about how they've seen an animal family. A cub and, well, its parents. Those animals are very aggressive. And if you do see the cub, then you're more than likely to get ripped to shreds. I'd suggest if you see it today, be careful, but camping is definitely not something you want to do right now. I've heard that there have been way too many sightings this year. Really? Okay, I'll keep that in mind, but I know this place pretty well. I mean, I've been coming here for a few weeks now, and I want to say I got a good lay of the land. You have? Yeah, I've gone camping a few times before in the past, but I want to say that this place, it'll be my second, third time here. Maybe my fourth. I don't know. It's all starting to blend together, and I'm really tired from work. So I'm gonna get going, but I'll keep your advice in mind. Now, Deku would turn and go to walk as he does think. Okay, so that's something. But who is that girl? No, he hasn't seen her before. Hmm. Okay. Okay. No, wait. Why is he thinking of her? Now, Deku, his mind is somewhat drift. There is his superior, the woman he works under. She's very cold, calculating, and from what he can tell, she has no time for anything else but work in her life. She's pretty intense. But her face, her expression, the way she talked, it was the complete opposite of his boss. Okay, Izuku, stop thinking of work right now, man. Okay. Just find a nice place to set up camp, somewhere away from people, and just break out the whiskey. Break it out and have a drink before bed. Alright, you're good. Now, Deku, he would walk further. He walks a pretty good distance away. And whenever he does go off a bit more of the beaten path, basically on lesser traveled ones, and deeper into the forest, he thinks that he's okay. Him deciding that the area he's at right now is good. As he does go to unpack his stuff, set up his tent, and get things ready. As the sun is starting to go down. Now, by the time the sun is fully over the hill and it is, well, starting to become a bit more dark, Deku has already got a fire going. He's already made some food, and he has already done what he's needed to. As he currently is going over a few things in his head, as he does read a book silently. Alright, okay, so, okay, this one looks good. Alright, so far so good. Just don't, no, fuck, why'd you do that? You're an idiot. Fuck. Deku stomach closed a bit, annoyed. His favorite character just died. And this book does not feel worth continuing anymore. Okay, that's a few $100 wasted on the books. I'll get over it. Okay, maybe you should just pack up for the night, put out the fire, and then it'll be good. Alright. You've already had a pretty good amount of whiskey. So, right now, just relax. Lay down and listen to some of those other books you downloaded. Okay, alright. Now, Deku does go to someone's stand. He was looking out towards the water, and he was letting his book get lit up by his campfire. As now that he does get to turn back around to the campfire, he does hear something. He hears a branch break somewhere in the distance. And he does get to look up. The tree line right there, it's illuminated by the moon. But there's nothing there. Okay. Okay, you drunk stumbling bastard. Just calm down. Put the fire out and go to bed. You're hearing shit. Now, that is what Deku does think. However, whenever Deku, he does go to turn around and go to walk back towards the water, he does hear that noise again. He hears it, but it sounds closer this time. Deku going to bend down and reach into the water. Him scooping up a good portion of it with a container in his hand before going to turn. This time, he sees what may have made that noise. Just by his tent, there's a wolf. Holy fucking shit. The thing's bigger than his tent. But that's not possible. It's taller than him sitting down. It's gotta be at least, fuck it. Fuck. That thing's larger than 6 foot. Oh, fuck. It's gotta be 7, 8. No, it's probably bigger than that. Okay, okay. It's gotta weigh at least 1,000 pounds. Maybe 500. Holy shit, could a wolf get to 1,000 pounds? No, no. Okay, okay, okay. Just scared away. Shit. Did it smell my food? Fuck. Leftovers were a bad option. Okay, shoo. They could bring his hands up, as he does think about how he might need to grab his gun. Okay, okay. Calm down. Calm down. Deku looking around. His gun is right there. Okay, so he's got it. He sees it right there in his bag. But he has to get pretty close to that thing. Okay, now, Deku will go to drop the container, as he does get a bullet directly for his bag as he starts to somewhat make loud noises. Him waving his hands trying to scare the wolf. Now, the moment Deku is going to start rush forwards, the wolf does do one thing. Deku thought it was sitting down. However, it is going to somewhat get up a bit larger. And Deku does watch as it's standing? No. No, 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 no. Now, Deku is going to run and grab his bag. Him actually going to somewhat turn and go to directly kick at the campfire. Him kicking at the campfire as pieces of it do start to fly up, directly towards the werewolf. It's going to somewhat back away as some of the fire does singe, or at least hit its skin. Now, Deku is going to turn and bolt. Him trying to throw his arms into the straps of his bags, as he does hold it directly on the front of his body. Him going to try and dig down into it to try and find his gun. Okay, okay. That should not be fucking possible. Okay. Okay, alright. You got it, you got it. Now, Deku does find the gun. Before he does go directly trip onto something and fly forwards. Him trying to turn his body as he smashes his shoulder directly onto the ground. Him feeling some pain as he does hear the creature. It's close, and Deku, he does just going to hear it lunge at him, as it does let out a loud sound before rushing in towards him, and Deku just going to throw out his arm. The wolf biting down into Deku's forearm, and the moment it does, Deku, his adrenaline spikes. His heart was pounding before. However, now, he feels completely sober, and he thinks he's about to die. He'd rather not die sober. However, this situation, if he shoots it, he'll be fine, right? Deku grabbing towards his gun. Him grabbing all that's on the ground, and then using his his tiniest finger to squeeze the trigger. Him grabbing onto the gun, while it is upside down and going to pull it up. The moment he does shoot into the werewolf, it is going to let out a bit more of a yelp? Or, no, wait. It lets out a loud sound. And it does at least show that Deku's bullets, they are effective. And Deku is going to fire off another shot, the thing letting go of him and trying to swipe towards him. It tried to swipe at Deku's arm. However, Deku, he fired a third shot. And the werewolf is going to turn and scurry away. Now, Deku, he would lay down, as right now his arm, it's fucking burning. Him going to at least walk back over towards his campfire. Okay. That hurt a lot. Deku going to let down his bag, opening it up and going to look into it. Okay. You should have a first aid kit. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm going to open it up. Him pulling out some bandaging that was in a wrapping. And Deku is going to start to somewhat wrap up his arm and think about how he always thought that this shit was just for show. In case anything they think could happen, happens. That stuff should only be in there to reassure you. However, right now, he's using it to actually cover a wound. So that shows exactly how bad the situation is. Now, Deku does sit there, trying to think. Okay, tomorrow morning would probably be the best bet. Get out of here tomorrow and stay awake till sunrise. Okay. It's only in, fuck, 7 hours. Of course. Get attacked by a werewolf in the middle of the fucking night. It's not even at 2 in the morning. Okay. Now, Deku just sit there. He keeps feeding the fire and making sure that it stays alive. He was cautious about it burning too brightly. However, right now, if it fucking signals a helicopter, he'll make that thing shine as bright as possible. And Deku, well, the thing is bright. It feels too bright. Deku was sitting here for about an hour, and he began to notice he felt strange. Within the first 5 minutes, he felt like his sense of smell, it got better. And then there was the fact that he kept smelling blood. And then after 10 minutes, he felt like his vision and hearing were starting to get messed up. He can hear the fire crackle. And he thinks that the night, it's getting brighter. At first, he didn't know what was going on. However, then there was this feeling. Anytime he tried to do something, he just felt overwhelmed. Him going to listen to the fire, it crackling, almost sounds like thunder. And then there was whenever Deku, he would go sit down, his gun. And then he started to hear it again. This time, it sounded close. The moment a branch snapped, Deku heard a lightning crackling throughout the air. Him looking directly up and seeing the large creature. This time, it looks different. This time, it's looking around a tree. And there's the look in its eye. And then there's the way it does do something. He watches it change. He watches as its long, slender arms, the ones that looked too long for its body, they shrink. And they turn more into paws. He watches it just got smaller. And then it turned and just bolted. He didn't know if that was a good or bad sign. However, there was the howling. There was just a little over the first hour. The moment he heard the howling, it just hurt. Deku screamed out. And him screaming just made it worse. The sound, it was louder than anything. It sounds like someone is brewing a hammer to the inside of Deku's skull. And they're pounding against a wall that might as well be made of pure metal. However, that hammer, yeah. It sounds like a church bell ringing. Just the loud thudding over and over, intensity of it, it's hurting him. He can't hear a goddamn word. Now, Deku, the moment he did start to notice that, he did bring his hands up to his ears, trying to cover them as they felt like they were bleeding. And after Deku toppled over onto the ground, he felt weirder. He felt his body begin to start changing. And after it did do this, Deku looked down towards his hands. He saw claws forming, and he felt it. He could feel his face changing. It was, well, very unpleasant. It was just pure pain, pure fear, pure terror. And then, whenever it was over, nothing. Deku, he woke up. He thought it was a horrible nightmare. He thought that dream, it was, well, something caused by just too much paranoia, just the stories he heard earlier today, and then too much whiskey. That'd be what Deku thought. He just laid there in a daze for a second. He realized he was conscious. After this, he tried to piece together what happened. And whenever he did open his eyes, he found that he was outside and the light felt blinding. Okay. Where am I? I'm gonna sit up. Whenever he does so, he's confused. He can barely see. And then there's this sound. crunch, crunch, over and over, just crunch, crunch, crunch. What is that? Him looking around. His eyes do start to adjust a little bit. After doing so, Deku, he looks down to his arms. He's not wearing a shirt. Him looking down. He's not wearing anything. And he's coated in blood? Okay, no. The metallic taste in his mouth. This doesn't make sense. His hands have blood on them. Oh god. Did he really get that hurt? Deku at least starting to look around. As his eyes settle on something on the ground he was next to. As it's a deer. It's been ripped to shreds and parts of it are gone. It's missing a leg. And its jugular, Deku bring his hand up. However, he does try to do something. But right the moment before his hand touches his mouth, he just stopped. What was he thinking? His hands have blood on them. But there's the feeling on his lips. The taste in his mouth. It's metallic. It's gotta be blood. No. Deku, he's still piecing this together. However, there actually does get to hear a voice that sounds very loud. However, it wasn't even higher than a whisper. Hey. Who's there? Deku turning and seeing a lady? Who are you? Calm down. No. Shut up. You're too loud. You're too loud. There's a problem with that. It'll be like that for some time. For right now, follow me. We need to talk. What's happening? Where am I? No. Deku just watch the person's face. As they walk over, he starts to recognize them. They're the same woman from yesterday. But they're more than that. They're his boss? What are you doing out here? Why are you here? No. Deku, yeah. His boss tries to tell him. She tried to warn him yesterday. However, he would not listen. He should have left right then and there. What's going on? Why can't I see? No. The lady is going to bring up her hand. Her going to hand Deku a pair of shades. Some that completely obscure the eye from light. And right now, Deku is going to wear them. They feel strange and bulky, but right now, he's not going to question them. As he's able to look around, it still feels bright, but it's more manageable now. Okay. He felt like he was being overloaded. What happened to me? Last night was an accident. What? Last night was an accident. You need to be aware. You got attacked by a werewolf. What? You were attacked by a werewolf. You were attacked by it. And you became one. Last night you turned for the first time. And after that happened, you felt the hunger. You felt the instinct. It's going to be there forever. However, it's going to become more manageable. Okay. You're saying a werewolf attacked me last night. It did. I did. You're a werewolf. Yes, I am. And right now, you are a part of my pack. So, we need to figure that all out. I was supposed to have changed out here undisturbed, but apparently not. I did not mean to attack you, I apologize. It was just too much was going on at work. Right. You're you're my boss. I know, and I apologize. But you're a werewolf. Yeah, I am. It's not easy. It's very challenging, and I'll have to teach you all about that. But for right now, we're gonna need to head back into the city. Wash up when you can, and here. Her holding up a pair of clothes. And Deku, yeah. While he was somewhat standing while she was talking, he wasn't even really thinking about being naked right now. And he does at least wash his hands up and wash his mouth out in the nearby lake. And right now, after getting the clothes on and putting the shades back on, he does start to talk to her a bit more. The sound of rushing water, the sound of the birds, the sound of the animals, the sound of the fucking ladybug 20 feet away just scurrying across a leaf. He hears it all. And he doesn't understand why. Okay. So, there's that. Deku just somewhat squeezing his hands. And right now, his boss does go try and inform him. Eventually, the senses they'll start to even back out. However, if he focuses, he'll be able to at least calm down more. However, after his focus does break, there is the fact that those sounds they'll come flooding and rushing back in. If they do that, Deku will start to feel his animal instincts kick back in. And he'll feel the call of the wild. What? The call of the wild. Most people call it the call of the wolf. However, call of the wild's more accurate. Okay. What is it though? The call of the wild's quite simple. A busy street is full of people walking around. It's full of loud noises, loud cars, trains, you name it, people talking on the phone, screaming, shouting, all of it. Just those people's footsteps, they would all sound like lightning. And those are just the noises that we don't pay attention to in our daily lives. The ones that do catch our attention, yeah, you feel like someone was playing a piano into a loudspeaker into your skull. And they're just smashing every single key as hard as they possibly can with a sledgehammer. Okay. So, the forest, it's more manageable. Yeah. Nature sounds quieter. Most of the loudest sounds in nature that we would hear as we are now, they would be loud, yes, but they'd catch our senses. And our brain would feel drawn to it. It'd be more like a saying it would be soothing to us to hear something that loud. Okay, I see. I get it. But, how long will it be like that? For some time. You'll manage though. So, okay. Okay. So you're my boss. And you're a werewolf. I am your superior. I am just above you. However, yes, I am. I do not mean to attack you. I know. You said you follow instincts. You are hunting. Honestly, I'm starting to feel that too. I can't be here. Okay, that's concerning. Listen, you're gonna be like that for some time. Stay out here for a while, and we can figure this all out. I can help you. But you need to know some of the rules first. Okay. So, what are the rules? You're gonna start craving meat. And a lot of it. You might prefer it cooked. Or you might not. There is that change. I used to not like my steaks very bloody. However, I've attacked a raw cow, and I woke up with no more craving to eat a steak. But you're going to need a lot of it. Trust me. Especially within the next few days. You'll see what I mean soon. Second, the sounds, if they get too much for us, we need to go back to the forest as soon as possible. Because that's whenever stage 3, or at least for the very least, rule 3 comes into place. Werewolves, we don't change under full moons. We change whenever we feel like it. And whenever we start to lose control of those senses, or the call of the wild starts to kick in a lot more than it should, we'll change right then and there. And that's where things get worse. How do you mean worse? You won't have control of yourself for a long time. Whenever you do gain control, you'll start to feel different. You feel like you're getting tunnel vision. You're so far away. Now, take it his turn. Him looking right at his boss, Ash has continued to talk, and express to Deku exactly what it's like to be a werewolf. And Deku, he doesn't somewhat smile. He's surprised. His superior, she was a very, well, scary woman. But the way she's talking right now, so soft and gentle, and she seems to care a lot about this. She's going on little tangents about how, oh yeah, this is what she went through with that, this is what she went through with that, this is what she went through with this. This is the reason why she doesn't go to that dog park anymore. And, well, there's also the reason why she got that tennis ball. And let's just say that public appearance wasn't something she wanted to have for a minute. Now, Deku is a bit confused. What? Oh, sorry. Was that too much? No, I didn't catch the last part. Oh. Uh, yeah, I don't really like to talk about it, but you might notice it, so it's worth mentioning. Um, if you are around animals, you'll catch their scent. Along with that, you'll start to feel anxious, is the best way to put it. You'll see the way they act, and you'll feel like you need to act that way too. And there was whenever I was trying to go through my morning routine one day, and I saw an owner playing fetch with their dog. I didn't see it or expect it, so I didn't have time to mentally prepare. I may or may not have fought a dog for a tennis ball, and that was not something I was particularly fond of. However, money talked, so I was able to just play it off, or at the very least, make the person turn a blind eye to it. Okay. Um, I didn't expect that from you. Um, I didn't expect that from you, Mrs. Just call me Alicia. What? Just Alicia is fine. Okay, but what now? We'll spend some time together, and I'll help you get sorted. Afterwards, it's up to you. However, you will have to meet some of the people. Some that you might actually become friends with, and some, well, you will hate them, you're still going to consider them family. Since they're our own little inner circle of, well, family. Now, Deku, yeah, the two do continue what they are doing. They start to walk back, and the explanation, it would continue. And Deku, after he does at least drive to a place nearby the city, he begins to understand what Elysia meant. She did not prepare him for it. Experiencing it was bad. And right now, Deku is wearing a pair of earmuffs. However, he can still hear the person monologuing at a bad comedy club 10 blocks away. And that is something that he wishes was just a metaphor. There is some crappy place. And the sound of water running nearby, it's so close to that location, he's pretty sure it's some crappy rundown bar. Or, well, he hopes it's a bar. Because right now, he's not in the mood for any of this stuff. Now, with that being said, Alicia would introduce Deku to a few other werewolves. And Deku, while he is surprised, because there is actually somebody he thought he vaguely knew, he realized something very quickly. There are some people here that he may work with, and some that he doesn't. So a lot of the people he's encountered in his life are werewolves. The boring guy he thought from the flora under him at work was a fucking werewolf. Okay, that's new information. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part. Or the next mini shot.